Few people can dispute that Gaston is the greatest Disney villain, but what if I was to tell you he isn't the villain at all, but rather the appropriately named Beast? Let's think about this logically now. Belle meets the Beast because he kidnapped and imprisoned her father, and that can't be the top of How I Met My Husband list. And even after he lets the father go, it's not like he cleans up his act and becomes an exemplary boyfriend, he just imprisons her instead. And yes, I know what you're thinking, it's not his fault, you'd be pissed too if you got turned into a monstrosity like that, boo-hoo. But this is entirely his fault. The reason he was turned into a furry in the first place is because he declined an old woman who was dying in the freezing rain shelter. Another example of things not to look for when picking a husband. On the flip side, you have Gaston. As you've probably heard people say, no one's as quick as Gaston and no one's neck is incredibly thick as Gaston, and these are just two of his impressive qualities. His love for Belle knows no bounds, he literally orchestrates a citywide assault on a castle to save her. As you probably know, Beauty and the Beast is similar to one of Shakespeare's tragedies, in the sense that it's a tragedy. Yes, well, I know that wasn't a good analogy, but we're going with it. Against all odds, Gaston is slain in battle due to unfair weather and terrain. And we are left wondering, what if? What if the battle had gone as it should have? What if Gaston had won? Gaston shows that he's the most respected man in the village. Not only is he admired by all, but also is friendly with everyone in return. There isn't one person who Gaston doesn't know on a first name basis, and when Belle's father shows signs of delusion, he does the right thing and sends him off to an asylum to get the help he needs. Beauty and the Beast is set in 18th century France, at the time of the French Revolution, which saw the monarchs of France dethroned and beheaded. So even when he transformed from his hideous beastliness to a prince, he is likely to be besieged by the townspeople once again and slaughtered. To be replaced by a republic or liberal democracy. Even though the prince did not rule over the area, his status pre-revolution would be enough for him to have power and therefore would be a threat to the rebelling commoners. Also, the fact that he possesses magical artifacts and killed the town champion, I'd give him 3 months of being human before he's 6 feet under. Now, let's imagine Gaston kills the Beast and marries Belle, becoming town spokesperson as well as beloved champion. With no monarchs ruling over the town anymore, they would thrive under the democratic rule of Gaston, with the revolution not affecting this town as much as Paris, Marseille and the other larger cities. With Gaston's charm, combat skills and wealth, as well as Belle's logic and intelligence, they would quickly rise up the ranks of the land, whilst the rest of France grew poorer and poorer in the recession post-revolution. If Belle had made the smart choice, she could have saved the townspeople and could have ascended to Duchess of a province. Instead, she chose this, and was probably killed in the crossfire of the siege.